I was going for a walk yesterday and I realized I'm literally living my dream life. For so long, I defined where I wanted to be as outcomes, as in not making YouTube videos every day, but instead having a certain amount of fame or notoriety. I defined it not as having all of my needs met and the ability to do things for fun here and there, but as having a certain level of net worth. And that frankly held me back. But I was out for a walk, just going to the library the other day, and yeah, it literally just occurred to me that I'm literally living my dream life if I define it by inputs rather than outcomes. What would be the coolest life possible? And this is true. This philosophy, this idea that I realized is true across literally every aspect of my life. Everything from exercise. If I define success as the outcome of being super fit, it's like, well, got a little bit of a ways to go on that one. But if I define it as I'm going to wake up every day and exercise, okay, I've missed a few days. I'm going to eat my protein well, I'm going to eat healthy generally. If I define it in that way, then I can live my dream life every single day so long as I choose to. And for the most part, I have been. Like I said, I missed a few days here and there, but I have been getting into exercising more and more regularly as time goes on. So, looking at me, you can probably tell I'm not exactly the athletic type, but if I define it based off of behaviors and actions and inputs rather than having a six pack, then yeah, I'm literally living that dream today. Another one. My dream is to be extremely wise and intelligent and knowledgeable. Okay, well, I'm not. There's so many things that I wish I knew about the world that I simply don't. But I've been taking computer science courses online. I've been reading a ton, and at any point, I can choose to do more and to spend less freaking time on my phone and more time learning about the things that drive my curiosity. And so, in that sense, I can wake up literally any single day and decide to live my dream life. Because it's not like, even if like, there is no destination with things like that, right? There is no end destination of, oh, I'm going to have read this many books or learned this many skills, and now I'm happy to just coast for the rest of my life. I'm always going to be wanting to learn things. I'm always going to be curious and trying to expand my horizons. And so rather than beat myself up about, frankly, the insecurities I do have around not being as knowledgeable and educated as I would like to be, I can extrapolate that behavior and understand that success is about doing that thing today, not about having a certain outcome that proves I've done that thing or that proves something to myself. The outcomes are so much more visceral and so much more exciting, frankly, that it's easy to get wrapped up in that. But I mean, it's a non-stop process. Let's take another one, for example. I already briefly mentioned YouTube. I wake up every day and I've been making these videos, working on it. That's part of why this vision came to me, this realization came to me, is in reflecting on the work I've been doing here for the last few days. And I can also wake up and choose to edit, choose to work on higher concept projects, and all of these things mean that if I value myself based off of actions, once again, I'm living the dream. This is the dream, is to wake up every day and to make videos, regardless of the fact that they're not getting any views, regardless of the fact that they're not of the quality I want them to be. If I can just understand, like I have been, that that is part of the process, I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream, man. I even took it as far as to realize that in terms of family, like I would love, I'm 21 and I'm sitting here most of the time like, oh man, I can't wait to have a wife and kids. Like, I'm way too young to be thinking about those things, but that is the dream, right? It's like, okay, well, I know that that's not going to happen for quite a few years still. So, what does that look like today? What does a 21-year-old who's going to have a successful family life look like? Well, the answer is working on myself, becoming the best man I can be for my future family, and working towards finding a relationship, meeting some people. And that's something I've been putting off for a variety of reasons. I'm wanting to, like, get rid of the acne and do this and that and a million other excuses I always come up with. But I have been looking into getting back into the dating scene, and that is yet another example of, if I'm just actively looking for people, to date, I mean, that is the first step. That is the action that will eventually lead me to the desired outcome. And so if I can extrapolate that success and just feel like, I mean, today this is the dream. Like this is exactly what I want. And there are things I would, love to do in the future. I would love to live on an acreage or something. And I've been making time to go out and spend time in nature to get the fresh air that I crave so desperately. I don't exactly have it the way that I want it, but it's good enough for now, and it's certainly one of those philosophies I've been thinking of where even if I'm not literally living my dream life, I can kind of convince myself that I am, and I am much more likely to get to those desired outcomes if I tell myself that I'm living the dream, man, this is awesome. The optimism that creates is a much more healthy and practical foundation to get to that end desired goal, anyways. I think, ironically, like being realistic is not, useful. Um, Being naively optimistic about what the future can hold and being even delusional about how my life is today and just convincing myself that things are better than they are. I mean, even if it's not literally scientifically true, it's true in that it's the best possible way to live. And so, yeah, I just wanted to recap that thought. It's quite a happy realization that I'm more or less living the dream if I define it on my own terms. And yeah, that's about it.